You know, I'm Challenger, I have no life, and I'm Asian, so I probably can get rank 1. On the last episode of Dragon Ball's In My Mouth, we are at 445 LP. Now that's pretty depressing, but I want to talk about something before we talk about some games. So, a lot of people basically a lot of people think I suck. But this is a series not only for you guys, but for myself. I like showing my mistakes because it helps me improve, as I notice the little things that I do that are kind of stupid and can definitely be worked on. Like, yeah, sure, maybe this series isn't showing my skill or whatever, but I don't fucking care. Well, actually, even if I wanted to show it, I probably couldn't because I'm playing a jungler, so these kills are pretty average. And like, if I go in on these kills and are like, wow, look how good I am, well, then I come off as an arrogant douchebag, so I'd rather show my mistakes because I learn off that, and I guess you guys would too, because maybe you might have made the same mistake but not realized it, so I show that I make it and you learn. And yeah, it's supposed to be, fun and educational. But there are actually some cringy plays I make, so let's not show them this time and see what happens. But in the next game, we're against a team comp that looks really awful, since they're all AD, and also Cutie Pie is on our team. So all we have to do is build armor and stall until like the mid game or late game, and make sure we don't lose early game and get snowballed on. Now this gank sucks for many reasons. First off, my team is not level 3 and then me team is. I went on the Alistar because he was kind of a free kill, but there's a lot of things that could have went better. For instance, maybe an exhaust on Lucian if I waited until my team was level 3, or maybe just gone on Lucian. Then on the next play, I see that, shit's happening mid, so I'm coming in for backup, but apparently he doesn't really need me. And I just come for a little experience, although, if I hit that skill shot, maybe it would have been definitely worth, since we would get 450 gold. Now, you'll probably see me do this ganking path a lot more, where I just come behind the lane, and it's actually very useful because the enemy doesn't really know that Rek'Sai is like one of the unique junglers who can do this kind of gank, and so it can definitely catch people off guard. But it's definitely a good trick to know if you're playing Rek'Sai. Now, I see action happening bottom, but I didn't really look until now, so I could have actually ulted way sooner, but all I was doing is looking at the minimap and not really paying attention to my screen and just moving it over there. So that's something I could have done better if I just, panned my screen over there to see what was going on. And now I'm just chasing down this Alistar and maybe getting Cutie Pie, but for a second I do lose track of Alistar and I don't want to randomly flash W, so I just use my ward for, to see him, but he does headbutt me away. And I do miss my W on the Lucian by a split second, so now I'm forced to get the Alistar. And surprisingly, we don't get the Lucian. Next is a counter gank. It's kind of a mistake because it's 3v3 right now, I see it from my screen, but I didn't really check the minimap before doing this play, and I thought it'd be a nice counter gank, but little did I know it was a counter gank. But oh well, at least it's a little throw, and they're still all AD, so it's a good thing for us. But if we keep throwing a little and, not group as 5 or wait until the mid game and just farm up for some armor items, we're eventually going to lose since the enemy team might get black cleavers, and that would kind of mess with our armor stacking. So yeah, honestly, all our team has to do is wave clear, not get picked, and just stall out until the mid game and late game, and we don't really have to make all these risks. We can play it safely, we can just, be bitches and basically just wait. Sadly, everyone is just getting caught out, and we're going to be losing our mid game pretty soon. But we do find a pick in our jungle, and it is a pretty safe one, since a lot of enemies are back at their base doing stuff. So we're trying to get on this Alistar, and I know he's kind of dead already, so I just try and get on Cutie Pie and hope that our Victor follows up, but Lucian flashes out of his range, and I do miss my Q, but I don't think it would have killed him. So once I realize I can't kill him, I have to go on this Lee Sin, and then off that team fight we reset and just kind of turtle again. But people are doing weird shit in our jungle, so we're just picking them off. And right here, holy shit, I actually almost killed Victor because Lee Sin almost kicked me into him, but he actually sidestepped the knockback, and he also Zhonya's most of his damage. And apparently while all of this was going on, Vayne got the kill on Cutie Pie and the Alistar now. But since we got 4 kills onto the enemy team, this is actually the freest Baron you'll ever see. Or is it? Well, actually our Vayne and Victor died to the Baron, and right here I'm trying to ditch because I think he's gonna ult me, but then he actually ults the Pantheon and he actually dies, which sucks, but since I have red buff, I can definitely kill this guy and I can save this karma from dying to the Zed. Now the reason we are trying to ditch is because we know enemy reinforcements are coming, so if we fought the Zed maybe in the Baron pit, there's a possibility of the enemy forcing a fight, and then we'd, probably lose the team fight since all 4 or 5 of them are there. So it's definitely a risk we don't really want to take. But I think while pushing, Victor got caught out. And take note that Victor is actually the carry of this game. We need to protect him, otherwise we will not have the biggest impact in these team fights. Of course, Vayne is now starting to scale, so she is someone we want to protect, but not as much as Victor. The upcoming fight you see here is actually really bad because Lucian is respawning really soon, so he'll enter the team fight faster than our Victor. And also me and Pantheon were already chunked at the beginning of the team fight. And we also don't have our ultimates, although I guess me and Pantheon don't really count. So even though we hit the Baron buff, we were pretty greedy to try and get the inhibitor, but we were very undecisive in our call and kind of got caught out. So you can see I'm in a very sticky situation, and I try and ult out, but I do get caught out by the Lucian, but he does have to flash for me, so I do get something out of it. So it's kind of worth since I did get the Yasuo kill, and we do get a kill on Lucian, but honestly, as long as we're extending the game to like even past 40 minutes, we'll probably win since we just have to stack armor. Now this team fight, I think a lot of people were concentrated on killing the Zed, but no one was going on Cutie Pie. And he actually was stunned by the Victor W for a split second, so we could have actually jumped on him, and I also could have knocked him up and he probably would have died, but we all just ignored him and saw the Zed ulting, which was probably our bad. And honestly, I don't think a lot of people noticed that Cutie Pie was stunned in the Victor W, but if we did, I definitely think we should have just jumped on him and ignored the Zed. Anyways, after a few of our units died, they started to do Baron, but I finally get a good knock up onto the Lucian, and also Vayne crits Lucian, so he dies pretty fast. And since Zed and Lucian are dead, this is going to be a free Baron for us. And also Elder Dragon is up, so we want to get that as well. And with the Elder Dragon and Baron buff, there's no way we could lose the next team fight, especially since we're also armor stacking. So this is going to be a pretty easy cleanup for us, and we win the game off that, giving us 19 LP. But now, we're facing C9, and also an Anivia support, but we'll ignore that. And oh boy, my thoughts going into this game were like, yeah, this game's fucking over. My team is a bunch of solo queue nobodies, I'm a solo queue nobody, we're not an LCS, so like, how the fuck are we gonna win this game? But actually our bottom lane is winning because, they have an Anivia support, so she's pretty useless, and METEOS is trying to help their bot lane, but I see him coming. So this is an easy counter gank for sure. We do have an LCS player on our team, and that is going to be our Shen. He's Fox Big, and I'm pretty sure he's the shot caller of Echo Fox. But yeah, I'm just trying to get some ganks wherever I can. I actually hold on to my ultimate until one of them flashes, and since I know that Shen is ulting me, we can definitely do a nice tower dive. And I was actually just going to back out after an Anivia kill, but with the shield coming from Shen, I just had to do this dive. Also, I would have probably died if Sneaky's Q didn't bug out. Now, I really want to gank Impact because he actually has no flash. So if you guys don't know, I actually prioritize the lanes with no flash, since they are really easy kills. But holy shit, this was actually a really good bait. Like, I feel like this was very coincidental that this happened and it wasn't planned or anything, but like, it was a good thing I was there just in time. Now, we're actually getting dove by METEOS and Jensen because they really want to get a kill on our Shen, but just watch what he does. It's pretty insane. And after he CCs both of them, I change the CC onto LeBlanc so she cannot get away or nuke him, and she dies under the tower. Now I'm off to kill the spider, but I actually hold on to my E a little bit longer so I can get her into the wall or something. METEOS flashes away, which I, don't really think it was a good idea, and probably should have accepted his death, but okay, I guess I get a flash out of it as well. And then I actually go for Jensen here because it's a really easy kill for us if Malzahar ults. I get stunned midair with my E, so I ult for her, but she teleports back, but Malzahar had a really nice Q set up for her. And now the reason I'm dueling this Elise is because I'm kind of scared that reinforcements will come from behind me. So I'm just trying to duel him and maybe I can get a kill out here. But apparently the bot lane is not even here. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can just leave and walk out. And yeah, this game is going pretty good. It's 10-4 right now. I didn't really expect something like this to happen. And now we're just sieging towers, but in this next team fight, I actually fuck up right here. And honestly just took a bunch of free damage because, well, my cockiness was taking in, but then I realized I was getting too stupid. And so I'm like, hey, nope, not gonna do this. And now as you can see, I've taken a lot of damage and I basically have to ult out. I also thought Elise Q'd me, so that's why I ulted out. And I do want to insist on killing METEOS, but if I walk in, I'll probably get killed by Lucian and Gnar, so I don't want to die. So I'm actually pretty scared on just all-inning because I feel like I will die. So I'm just kind of like a distraction on the side. And I'm also pretty scared that Jensen can one-shot me. So just going into them doesn't seem like the best idea. And yeah, I don't even want to touch this egg because it's actually very risky that they just jump on me and get a pick. And I don't really want that to happen. But Anivia almost gets away, but Karma flashes for her. And yeah, this teamfight was very close. There was a lot of low hit point people. And honestly, the teamfight was pretty close considering how far we are ahead. I mean, we did take a lot of free damage at the beginning, but still it was rather close. And now I think I can kill them all because, you know, I'm really fed, but apparently that's not the case. And then right here, I actually fuck up so bad because I greeted for that cannon minion, but I didn't realize that my E would push me so far ahead that I'd be in the range of the enemy. So, you know, cannon minion not worth. But that is actually a big shutdown for the enemy, but we're still pretty far ahead. And now the reason we do the Baron is because we see Elise and Gnar are in the bot lane. And we do have a Malzahar, so his Voidlings are really good for doing the Baron. And yeah, basically it's a free Baron since Elise is not close enough to, you know, do the little smite steal. Now later on, while we have the Baron buff, the enemy is actually pushing down mid, which is pretty risky. I mean, we do have the Baron buff and we can definitely 5v5. And so I'm going on whoever the hell I can go on, but I see that Sneaky is actually caught out a little, so I go on him. And then I go on to support Anivia, and I'm a little hesitant on just going on a Gnar because I don't know who's behind him. Maybe like a LeBlanc, and I remember the last time I did that I died. But then I realized he's alone, so I go all in on him, doing little stupid zigzags to dodge his W, but I guess it didn't really matter too much. But I do eventually catch up to him, and I do kill him, but I do die for it, and that's definitely not worth. You know, sometimes I just feel fucking weak as heck, Rim. But I guess also the Gnar had 129 armor, so it's pretty dumb play by me, honestly. Later on, we get a pick on Anivia, and we're starting to siege down his tower. I'm kind of scared of hitting this tower because I feel like they can burst me. And right here, oh boy, Gnar cuts me off. And I'm basically stuck between Gnar and Elise. So I'm basically dead, and I just try and do as much damage as I can on the Gnar. And actually, despite being a lot of kills up and having a 5v4, I'm surprised that the team fight kind of went like this. I mean, I guess we all were a little bit low, but still, this outcome is really shocking to me. And like, just looking at it, yeah, we did lose like pretty fairly, but I don't know what my team could have done better. I guess we shouldn't have sieged 5v4? That just seems a little bit wrong to me, you know? And oh boy, Caitlyn got picked off before this team fight, who is actually our fed carry. But like, I just got a 4-man ultimate, which felt pretty good. But Gnar gets a really good ultimate on us, and I get focused super hard, and this teamfight was definitely not a smart idea. Like, the enemy is actually slowly getting back into this game, and I guess we shouldn't be doing all these risky little fights. But somehow our team is coming back into this team fight, and we're coming out on top. Like, I'm shopping, I'm like, okay, it's done. But then I see this happen, and Chen gets a really nice W, surviving all the damage coming from the enemy team. And yeah, that sloppy ass team fight turned into a really good team fight. I guess that's what happened, and because of this, we do get the Elder Dragon. And we also get a free Baron. Nah, I'm just kidding, I fucked up. But since we still have the Elder Dragon, we do a little push. I mean, Elder Dragon is more powerful than the Baron buff, so we still have leverage on the enemy team. And we keep going for the Nexus towers, but we aren't really getting any poke onto the towers. So this is a failed push, and we have to back out because the enemy team is spawning really soon, and we're pretty low. So we don't want to get caught out here. And also our Elder Dragon buff was expiring really soon, so definitely did not want to fight. Also, this fight right here is a really bad idea since we're all really low, and if we don't reset right now and get caught out, then we're just giving the enemy a little bit more time to recuperate and maybe come back in this game. Now you can see in the chat right here, our team is actually getting mad at all the pings backing because our Shen is spam pinging back. But like, all he's trying to do is order our teammates to go back because what we're doing right now is stupid and isn't the right way to win the game. So I'm defending him because he's making good calls. And if you're getting mad at someone spam pinging like back or something when the shot calls from this person have been good, it's like, hey, maybe we're doing something wrong and he just wants to win. Like, honestly, we overstayed our welcome and we had to back there, so I agree with him on that call. So I was just kind of pissed that people were getting mad at him when he's been doing really good this game. And somehow our support Karma gets a triple kill. And that's basically the game for us. You know, I'm pretty surprised that we won against 4 members of C9 in solo queue. I mean, honestly, it would probably be a different game if they didn't have a support Anivia. And like, I feel like the game should have been a stomp, but it was actually kind of hard. But I guess I'll take the win. Anyways, in this next game, we're actually doing, well, actually, I'm doing quite good. And like, you can see the Soraka typing looks a little, I don't know, sarcastic. but like in a truly annoying way. But then our bot lane actually dies, and I'm like, yo, stop fighting without me. And like, I don't know what is going on with our bot lane, but I'm just doing my thing. And then I think she gets triggered because our Ashe calls him stupid. And I was like, what the fuck is he actually getting mad at, like, over nothing? Like, this is unbelievably mad to the point where I'm just like, what the fuck? And then he goes mid to leave our Ashe 1v2, but he's literally mid AFK, and I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell triggered this person. And like, he sometimes comes off AFK mode, but then our team randomly pings Baron for no reason. We didn't get a pick or anything. But I noticed it's a Soraka pinging it. I'm like, wait a fucking second. Wait a minute, this doesn't look like a good idea. So we're not going to do this Baron because the Soraka is like trolling. And even our top lane is confused on why he's mad. You can also see he's AFK right now. Like, sometimes he would come back, but like, the damage was already done. And like, to the people who think I'm flaming people in these videos, I don't think you've ever seen me flame for real, until maybe now, where I say this guy's a fucking loser, and like getting mad over nothing. Like, what a bitch. Like, to be honest, I don't know if we would have won this game or not if he didn't do what he did, but like, wow, this guy's such a bitch. Like, he's fucking stupid. And that's what real flaming is, even though that was a mild version of what I'd actually say. But yeah, I don't know what the hell people actually consider as flaming. Anyways, that game was pretty fun. Now, I'm gonna hyper rush through some games because this video is kind of long, so I don't want it to be 18 minutes. But I don't understand how repel works with towers anymore. I thought this bug was fixed, but apparently not. Although this gank really sucked and was really forced, but we do win the game. On this next game, our team gets invaded by a Aurelion Soul, and I get orbed down to death, best death ever. And we maybe could have came back from this game if it weren't for this little play. But ooh, that W pissed me off. And my flash was fucking awful. I should have flashed to the other side. But the Ashe W interaction is the same as Cassiopeia's ultimate, and I didn't know that, so that kind of sucks. And we lose 18 LP for that game. And then I play Janna because she's kind of OP right now. But also Graves is OP because he lifesteals so much and has a bunch of shields from Karma, and he basically just doesn't die. And you know, this game was actually pretty interesting, and I'm kind of sad that we don't show it, but I promise you, on the next episode of Dragon Balls in My Mouth, we'll be playing 3 games in a row with Cutie Pie, and they're all actually really interesting. So be sure to watch that episode, and if you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I am Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.